greetings, and salutations. Welcome once again to this space where knowledge flows and curiosity thrives. If you happen to be new here, do consider subscribing and activating the notification bell to stay updated on all future content. To all those returning, your continued support is a beacon of encouragement. A President's Dilemma, Truman's Atomic Choice. President Truman never sought to unleash such devastation. He inherited a weapon, a terrifying power capable of ending the war, but at what cost? Thousands of innocent lives hung in the balance. His decision, etched in history, reminds us, power, especially on a grand scale, is a heavy mantle. It demands careful consideration, a deep understanding of its potential impact. Truman's choice, while controversial, underscores the profound responsibility inherent in leadership. Power, in its rawest form, can feel intoxicating. It can be tempting to wield it swiftly, decisively, yet true leadership demands restraint, a willingness to pause and contemplate the second-order effects. What are the long-term consequences of our actions? Who might be affected directly or indirectly? These questions are not merely rhetorical. They are the bedrock of responsible leadership, a stark reminder that every decision, every action creates a ripple effect. We must strive to be conscious of these ripples, to anticipate their reach. Only then can we truly understand the weight of the power we hold. We often think of power residing solely in grand titles and positions. But power exists in our everyday interactions, in our relationships, in our online communities. A manager deciding on promotions, a friend offering advice, an influencer with thousands of followers. Each situation presents an opportunity to wield power responsibly. Self-awareness is paramount. We must understand our own biases, our vulnerabilities, and how these might influence our actions. We must ask ourselves, am I using my power to lift others up or to hold them down? The answer may be uncomfortable, but it is in these moments of introspection that we truly grow. Power, when used without empathy, can become a tool of oppression. It's easy to get caught in the lure of control, to prioritize personal gain over the well-being of others. But true leadership requires vulnerability, a willingness to listen and learn from those we seek to lead. We must be willing to relinquish control, to share power, and empower others. This means creating space for diverse voices, valuing different perspectives, and recognizing that leadership is not a solo act but a collective endeavor. The business world often equates power with profits, market share, and ruthless competition. But what if we redefine success? What if we measured it not just by financial gain, but by the well-being of our employees, the sustainability of our practices, the value we bring to our communities? In politics, the allure of power can be intoxicating. The desire to win, to enact one's agenda, can overshadow the needs of the people. Yet true political power lies not in dominance, but in service. It requires listening to constituents, understanding their concerns, and working collaboratively to find solutions. Even in our personal lives, the dynamics of power are constantly at play. In our families, our friendships, our romantic relationships, we navigate power imbalances every day. The key is to recognize these dynamics, to communicate openly and honestly, and to strive for equity and respect in all our interactions. Power, in its healthiest form, is about shared responsibility, mutual understanding, and collective growth. It's about recognizing that we are all interconnected and that our actions have the power to uplift or undermine one another. History is replete with cautionary tales of unchecked power. Leaders who succumb to hubris, who prioritize personal gain over the common good, and who ultimately face devastating consequences. Their stories serve as stark reminders of the importance of humility, accountability, and a deep respect for the power we wield. Unchecked power often leads to corruption, to a sense of entitlement, and a disregard for the needs of others. It creates a culture of silence where dissent is stifled and those who dare to speak truth to power are marginalized or silenced. This type of environment breeds distrust and resentment, ultimately undermining the very foundations of a just and equitable society. We have a responsibility to hold each other accountable, to speak out against abuses of power, and to demand better from our leaders. This requires courage, a willingness to stand up for what is right, even when it is difficult or unpopular. We must also be willing to examine our own relationship with power. Do we use our influence to amplify marginalized voices or to silence dissent? Do we seek to control and dominate or to empower and collaborate? These are not easy questions, but they are essential if we want to create a world where power is used for good. Each of us possesses power, whether we realize it or not. We have the power to make a difference in the lives of others, to shape our communities, and to contribute to a more just and equitable world. The question is, how will we choose to wield that power? Will we use it to lift others up or to hold them down? Will we lead with empathy and compassion or with dominance and control? The choices we make, both big and small, have the power to create ripples of change. We must choose wisely. This is not about perfection. We will all make mistakes. We will stumble and fall short. But it is in these moments of imperfection that we have the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become more conscious and responsible stewards of the power we possess. What will you do with your power? How will you choose to shape the world around you?